All right, so today we are going to be staking some of our raspberry bushes. We planted these about 2 years ago. Actually, one tiny stalk down here, and it's expanded into this. Now we have transplanted a few raspberries over here, but they have all come from that single small bush that we planted. So the reason you want to stake raspberries is kind of twofold. One, it makes harvesting a lot easier. Because if as these grow, these are just going to get all intertwined and tangled. You'll have a hard time getting in there and harvesting, picking the raspberries. So when you stake them, and you'll see when we're done, it's very orderly and it makes it a lot easier to access the plants as they grow. The second reason you want to stake your raspberries is because it's going to give you the maximum amount of yield that you can get from these plants. If you just let them go like this, all intertwined, you're not going to get as many raspberries as you would if they have the proper spacing and room to grow. Okay, so what we're using for the stakes is basically untreated pine. This was a 2x4 that we had stripped down into 3 separate pieces. We've tapered the one end so that it goes into the ground a little easier, and we're going to be using a sledgehammer to get those into the ground. All right, so we're hammering the first stake here. We're going to do them on a little bit of an angle away from the base of the plant. All right, so we've got all 3 stakes in the ground. We put them in about at least 1.5 feet. They were 8 feet originally, and now they're probably 6 to 6.5 feet tall. And the reason we put them where they're at is based off of where the raspberries came up. Our main goal is to try to get them, we're going to stake them so that they come away from the house so it's easier for us to harvest them. Okay, so we've finished putting the string through the stakes. We put one around 2 feet tall, right around your knee, and then one about another 1.5 feet taller than that. And then we'll probably actually put another one up around eye level. And then the way that we're attaching these is we're just using like twisty ties, and they work really well. They're easy to work with. You see what we're doing here. It's going to make it a lot easier to get to these raspberries when they're in full bloom. All right, so we finished staking the raspberries. Hopefully you can see this. It looks so much better from our perspective. We're anxious to see how much of an improvement this is for us to get in here and harvest these when the time comes. You can notice on this side it's much more spaced out. That's because most of these have been transplanted just this spring. So in the next year or two they'll fill in just like this side is.